In August 2021, Mayor Bill de Blasio overrode Controller Scott Stringer's rejection of a contract for a project called ESCR. The $1.45 billion contract was cobbled together by several companies that had no experience working together or with anything related to the project. The passing of the contract will lead to the destruction of East River Park and the surrounding parkland, a 57-acre tract of resilient land, rendering it unresilient, and contributing to negative health impacts, increased temperatures, and a worsening of the greenhouse effect. Why would de Blasio do this?
This is the story of why East River Park is slated to be demolished under the guise of flood protection. It's also about HR&A advisors and how this firm's prominence in Bill de Blasio's administration relates to the East Side Coastal Resiliency Plan and East River Park. As part of de Blasio's initial mayoral platform, he suggested his administration would be different than Bloomberg's and that he would not rely on private consultants. HR&A is a private real estate and development consultancy, and McKinsey is a private management firm. It's not unusual for city administrations to contract with private firms for big projects. However, this particular situation with HR&A is unusual because of the tangled web of city commissioners who have connections with HR&A and McKinsey. In January 2015, the de Blasio administration sent a letter to the president of the city's Economic Development Corporation, mandating that the EDC choose HR&A on a sole source basis to help develop One NYC, de Blasio's Sustainability and Resiliency Plan. Deputy Mayor Anthony Shores was the one who sent the letter. The letter outlined that EDC hire HR&A, with the understanding that HR&A will subcontract with McKinsey on a sole source basis as needed. Shores, who was the first deputy mayor from January 2014 to January 2018, became senior advisor to McKinsey in March 2018. In March 2015, 2 months after Shores' letter was sent, Maria Torres Springer, who was married to then partner of HR&A, Jamie Torres Springer, was made commissioner of NYC's Department of Small Business Services. In July, she became CEO of EDC, the same agency that had been ordered to contract HR&A. In June 2017, the City Ethics Board gave Jamie Torres Springer the green light to invest in HR&A advisors, with the provision that Maria would have to recuse herself from matters involving the firm. In August 2018, Jamie Torres Springer was made first Deputy Commissioner of the city's Department of Design and Construction, or DDC. But there is more. In March 2017, Carl Weisbrod, a partner at HR&A, was named chairman and director of the NYC Planning Commission and Department of City Planning. And more still, Shola Olatwoye, who had been a director at HR&A from 2001 to 2007, also became Commissioner of Housing and Preservation Development in 2017, a job previously held by Maria Torres Springer. So at least 5 city commissioners who guided decisions about public land in New York City have strong past or reoccurring ties to HR&A, a private firm that makes money through development. Here's where East River Park and the East Side Coastal Resiliency Plan, ESCR, comes in. In 2014, the Big U Plan was announced. This was a flood resiliency plan for East River Park that utilized natural-looking structures called berms, or hills, to prevent the Lower East Side and East Village neighborhoods from flooding. The city had very satisfactorily consulted with local residents for several years to guide the design of the plan. There was much consensus that this was a necessary and worthwhile plan. In September of 2018, 1 month after Jamie Torres Springer became first deputy commissioner at DDC, the plan was mysteriously pulled without explanation. A new plan was put forth under the guise that it was almost the same plan, even though the new plan called for completely razing Manhattan's largest city-operated park south of Central Park and every living thing within it. This includes the destruction of almost 1,000 mature trees, 910 of which are healthy by the city's own assessment, and many of which are 80 years old. The new plan also calls for the addition of 1 million tons of fill on top of the park to raise it 8 feet. short of the 10-foot floodwater rise precaution recommended by experts. The new plan costs twice the amount of the original plan, $1.45 billion. The new plan will also unearth known contaminants in the soil in East River Park in a vast array of sites. The city acknowledges that part of the reason it favors the new plan is because it wouldn't affect traffic on the FDR as much as the plan with the berm. They have publicly cited a value engineering report as the main reason for the switch in plans. But until February 2021, no one had seen this report, not even an independent consultant or a state senator who requested it. Yet the city said the report made it clear that the new ESCR plan could be completed quicker and easier. When local residents submitted a Freedom of Information Law request, or FOIL, to obtain the report, the city responded that there was no formal report to provide. When city members publicized the new findings that the reports didn't actually exist, city officials tried to justify themselves by saying it had never been a formalized report, but an informal working group of experts contributing to a study without a written component. Then contradicting themselves once more after making this absurd claim in February, the city magically produced the report, dated 2018. Yet 2/3 of it was redacted, so you can't make sense of it. It contains page after page of black strikeouts, erasing the text. So the question is, what is the city hiding? Perhaps it's that the priority is on development companies and the stockholders working for the city, like Jamie Torres Springer, rather than prioritizing the safety and health of nearby residents, including the thousands of NYCHA residents of color who live adjacent to the park. These are the people who will bear the brunt of the environmental impact of the ESCR plan, including the air pollution from 1 million tons of fill. It sure looks like HRNA stands to profit directly from the destruction of East River Park, and that this $1.5 billion project will provide a coveted global calling card. But we need to get to the bottom of how this happened and who was in the room when the city maneuvered away from a sound and publicly vetted plan for neighborhood flood control that didn't destroy an 80-year-old park.